What's going on, guys? Kevin here from thesportsgeek.com, and in this video we're going to take a look at my DraftKings AT&T Pebble Beach picks. Before we move on to the Pebble Beach picks, let's take a look back at the Phoenix Open. Gave out 4 picks again last week. Again, 3 of our players made the cut. None of them fared too well, which was kind of disappointing. No top 10 finishes or anything like that. And unfortunately, Kevin Chappell started off the tournament well and then had a bad Friday to miss the cut. So we had Koepka with 69 points, Steele with 74, Laird with 68, and then Chappell with 27. And then at the bottom there, you can see it says 10 of 15 of Steve's picks made the cut. So Steve's a buddy of mine who does his golf picks at golfbanker.com. Focuses mainly on betting picks, but also does DraftKings picks as well. 10 of 15 of his picks made the cut. He had a couple guys finish in the top 15. Didn't pick the winner this week like he did last week, but a pretty successful week by him. So using his picks and my picks combined, I had a couple good lineups, but nothing really elite this week. Didn't hit any big paydays, but hopefully we can do that this week at the Pebble Beach. So this past weekend, I ran 2 PGA contests, the Sports Geek Invitational 1 and the Sports Geek Invitational 2. Unfortunately, DraftKings only allows you to run 100 people contest. They filled up really quick, both of them, so we'll do 2 again this week, I think. We had one that was $5, one that was $10, and as you can see here, first place for the $5 contest went to Aaron Stu 09. Congrats, Aaron. And then for the $10 contest, it was Nastel23. Not sure how you pronounce that, but congrats to you, man. And then you can see the top 5 from each that cashed. So congrats to everyone who cashed, and hopefully we can do it again this week. We'll do 2 contests, a $5 and a $10 again this week. All right, so this week the golfers head to the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am in California. The players will play 3 courses over the first 3 days, and then they'll play Pebble Beach golf links on Sunday for a second time. Pebble Beach is a 6,828 yard par 72. And this is going to be a great field this week. We've got 6 of the world's top 10 ranked golfers are going to be in the field, and a bunch of the top 25 golfers. So there's going to be a lot of high-priced players at DraftKings that we're going to take a look at, and we're going to have some lower-priced players this week to fit those players in. All right, so my first pick here comes from the elite category, high-priced golfer at DraftKings, Dustin Johnson, 11,400. This is going to be the only golfer that I have out of my 4 picks that's in the high-price range. But if you want some other golfers in that range, I do like players like Jordan Spieth, obviously. He's the highest priced player on DraftKings. A little cheaper like Jimmy Walker, Snedeker, Patrick Reed. There's lots of good golfers to choose from. You kind of just got to go with your gut feel. Maybe look into past history here and just see who's playing well. But Dustin Johnson is my favorite at 11,400. He has 9 starts at Pebble Beach with an average finish of 19.2 and 88.2 DraftKings points over those starts. He won here back-to-back in 2009 and 2010 and has finished tied for 2nd and tied for 4th in his past 2 years here. And he's also finished tied for 18th or better in his last 4 tournaments played. So he's playing great golf. He's among the leaders in driving distance, par 5 scoring, and birdie or better percentages. 3 stats that we're really going to be looking at this week. So I think Dustin Johnson has a real good chance at winning this tournament, and I'll have him in a bunch of my DraftKings lineups. All right, so now we move on to the lower price golfers. These are the riskier picks. You want to limit your exposure to these golfers. What I mean by that is if you're doing, let's say you're doing 3 DraftKings lineups, you might want to have these lower price golfers that are a little more risky in maybe 2 of the 3 lineups. You don't want 100% exposure to these guys in case they do have a bad tournament and miss the cut. That's kind of why they're low priced. They aren't the elite golfers. So we've got Bryce Molder at 7,700. He had a T6 this past weekend at Phoenix Open. He's had mixed results lately with a T6, T28, T4, and then 2 missed cuts over his last 5 tournaments. He plays well here with 6 straight made cuts and a T12 or better in 4 of his past 6 years here. He's not a long hitter, but he played well last weekend at a course that benefited long drivers. So I do think he can have success again. He's had it in the past, as you can see, tied for 12th or better in 4 of the past 6 years. He's coming off a good finish at the Phoenix Open, so I think it sets up well for another nice week for Molder. And next up here, $100 more expensive, we got Matt Jones, 7,800, similar range. Playing pretty good golf lately with 6 straight made cuts, although his best finish in those is tied for 31st. So he's not playing great golf, which is why we're getting him pretty cheap here at 7,800. He plays well at Pebble Beach with a tied for 7th last year and a T45 or better his last 3 years here. He's ranking 22nd in driving distance so far this year, tied for 65th in birdie or better percentage, and was among the top 20 in par 5 scoring in 2015. So I think his game sets up well here. We saw it last year with a tied for 7th finish, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him among the leaders here on Sunday. And then my last pick here is going to be Ben Martin at 6,900. This is more of a gut feel. He doesn't have a great history here. He's only played here actually once, and it was last year where he missed the cut. And he did also miss the cut last week by 1 stroke with a bogey finish. Before that, though, he did make 4 straight cuts, and I think his game sets up pretty well for this course. He ranks 53rd in par 5 scoring and 49th in birdie or better percentages in 2016. He doesn't drive the ball ridiculously long, but I think he's averaging 291 yards off the tee, so not too bad. Just a gut feel here. He's been playing pretty well. Probably should have made the cut last week, and I think at 6,900, it's a good price here on Ben Martin. So again, I would limit my exposure to him. Being a cheaper pick, you don't want too much exposure to these guys, but I think Ben Martin should be included in some of your lineups this week. Alright guys, so if you enjoyed this video, let me know by clicking the thumbs up button on YouTube so I know to keep making videos like this. As long as I can get 700 or 800 thumbs up again this week, I'll do another golf video for next week. And if you don't have access to my free lineup generator tool, make sure you get that by clicking on the lineup tool link in the YouTube description below. It's absolutely free. It's got a PGA tab on there for creating your golf lineups, and then you'll also get my DraftKings pick updates via email. As always guys, good luck with your contest. Hope you make some money this week. Cheers.